This car has been a lot of controversy. I was called out by two people who don't have any money for buying this car. I was actually called stupid for investing my disposable cash into this car. Now, one of the reasons that I show you receipts is we have a mindset problem in the black community. People need to see something to believe that it's real. So I show you the cars, I show you the money, I show you the ATM receipts, I show you all of that stuff to prove my thesis. And this is my thesis. You are better off if you're in the income zone, the danger zone. Number one, less than $50,000 per year. You're better off starting a small business that makes $1,500 per month, $375 per week, $18,000 per year, then investing in cryptocurrency, then investing in the stock market, because here's some research that I've done. Here's some things I've come up with. I've really done the number. I've crunched the numbers. The average Robinhood account holder account size is $1,000 to $5,000. The average E-Trade account size is about $70K. The average Merrill Lynch account size is $320,000. And the average Schwab account is about $420,000. Now, why is this important? Well, when you look at the number of people who have money invested, the average 60-year-old who has invested in the stock market for decades has a portfolio of around $210,000. 210. They're investing. They're putting their money away. They're making. But here's the problem. Here's the problem, my people. They don't have enough money to become an investor of significance. They don't have enough money. They're not in a position to invest enough money where they can actually move the needle. And yes, that is a helicopter pad right there. Someone that lives there has a helicopter. And one of the things, because I'm zooming in on it, I almost went down for it. I almost landed on the helicopter pad, but I was like, that would have been doing too much. But once again, anyone that is trying to get you to invest in cryptocurrency has an agenda. They want you to invest in cryptocurrency. They don't want you to invest in yourself. They don't want you to create a business. They don't want you to actually know what real money is. Because let's go ahead and let's say you listen to my advice. You listen to what I'm telling you. In year one, you start your small business, you make $18,000. Year two, you tweak it a little bit, and you make $36,000. You still have your job. We're not quitting our jobs. We're not quitting our jobs. I'm not going to lie to you that, because essentially by keeping your job and starting this business and deploying the do more principle, you're going to have more money, and you're going to find that your life is going to change quite a bit, because you do this for 5 years. Year one, 18,000. Year two, 36,000. And let's say it takes you 5 years to get up to $50,000 on top of your job income. You have a long-term emergency fund. You have a short-term emergency fund. You have a family operating account. You're riding around in vehicles that are paid off. And you have cash money in the bank. So this year, you've been putting money, you've been following the roadmap that I've outlaid for you, and you have like $60,000, $70,000 cash in the bank, no debt, and now you're in the position, even at this $50,000 per year, you're now in the position to invest $2,000 a month, which will give you a six-figure portfolio in 4 years. Now, why is that important? Remember what I just told you? The average 60-year-old with an investment portfolio, the account size is $210,000. So in 4 years, you will have half of what the average typical investor will have after decades of investing. Decades. Once again, I have a thesis. If you're in danger zone number 1, if you're in danger zone number 2, you're better served by starting a small business. And once again, I'm not dropping eye-popping numbers. Do you know that many people, an additional $500 per month would be a game changer? An additional $500 per month. Just an additional $500 per month. It would be a game changer. It would be so much of a difference in their lives. It would create so much life. It will be such a big thing in their lives. It will create economic harmony. Because here's the truth of the matter. Many of your favorite YouTubers, until they start getting this YouTube money, they don't make any money. They don't make any money. They don't make any money. During one of my live streams, someone said, you know, I doubt these people have ever done a cashier's check for $100K. I've done it quite a few times. I've done it. You know why? Because I have a financial device that makes money. And I want you to join me in creating a financial device that makes money so you can have what I like to call spendable cash. See, this is my thesis. This is my thesis. All right, so you go ahead and you put money in the stock market for 40 years. That's money you can't touch. That's money you cannot use. What I am trying to do is help you guys get to the point where you can make enough money to enjoy your life, plus create additional cash flow where you're able to invest money, where you're able to create a life of design and intent, where you're able to have paid off cars in your garage. And also, I'm about to go here. You be in a position to pay off your house early. All of these people with all of this financial advice are giving you theory. They're giving you 100% theory. They're not giving you real world advice. They're not giving you real world advice like I am. I'm giving you practical wisdom, practical experience that has come from me being in business 21 years and making money. That's what I'm giving you guys. And right now, I feel that the person who made that video, they're sick and tired because you know what I'm doing? I'm inoculating people with the truth. You're being vaccinated with the truth that you could go ahead and invest your $200 to $300 a month at age 35, and it's not really going to amount to a lot of money. Let's go ahead and walk through my thesis. Let's say you're age 26 years old, and you have a job and you make $35,000 a year, and you have a wife and she works and she makes $25,000. So together y'all bring in $60K. So you go ahead and you listen to me and you start a small business, and that first year you make $375 per week, which comes up to an additional $1,500 per month, $18,000 per year. So you went from $60,000 as a combined income to $78,000. Then you actually worked very hard. You kept your job. We did not quit our jobs. This is a lie that you're going to quit your job and do this little income hack and have all this free time. It is a lie. You and your wife, you're going to work hard. And in that third year, you made an additional $40,000. It's not impossible with a business. You can leverage a business to those kind of numbers. You can go from 18,000 to 40,000 in 3 years pretty quickly. So now you and your wife, with her 25,000, you and your $35,000 your job, and now with your $40,000 a year business, you're making six figures. You're making six figures. And now you're deploying all of the practical examples. We don't finance cars. You don't have a car payment. You don't have credit card payment. In that year 3, you made that $40,000 and you didn't have no bills other than your rent or mortgage. You know how much money you now have in the bank? You got like $50,000, $60,000 in the bank. You're in a position to become an investor of significance. Once again, I don't hate cryptocurrency. I hate the religious fever that's around cryptocurrency, as if it's going to solve all of your problems, and it's not. It's not. Once again, if you're in danger zone, number 1. If you're in danger zone, number 2, you're better off starting a small business than investing. And many people say, why can't you do both? I'm going to tell you why you can't do both. You need to focus. There are people out there that are trying to work a job and they're trying to deploy an additional $200 to $300 per month in some type of investment. And it's not going to add to a lot of money. It's just simply not. It's not. So with this thesis that I'm presenting to you, crunch the numbers, I've done the research. I want you guys to be healthy. I want you guys to have money. I want you guys to drive what you want to drive. I want you guys to live where you want to live. I want you to be able to take a vacation and not be freaking out because now you got these bills that you got to pay. I want you to live well. I want you to join me becoming a corporate citizen. I want you to join me in becoming an owner, owning something. Like all of these people in these houses, I guarantee you there's a lot of owners down there, a lot of investors of significance, a lot of business owners, a lot of people living that good life in that big fancy house with the pool, minutes away from downtown Atlanta, but it's like they're living in the suburbs because they have space and acreage. Their kids can walk around the neighborhood and don't have to worry about the snatcher man or being molested or raped or plucked from the streets because these neighborhoods are safe. You want to know why they're safe? Because everybody in the neighborhood making money. There's no need to commit crime. There's no need to rob anybody because everybody eating good. I want you to join me in becoming a corporate citizen. I want you to join me in coming and getting this together and building and creating something and becoming an investor of significance, becoming a business owner, becoming someone in your family that's respectable because you have money, you have privilege. All right? So we are about to start this live stream. I thought I would do this a little different, put this up to influence you, to motivate you, to show you how I'm living. Because see, next time somebody go ahead and drop some on YouTube, ask them these questions in the comments. Does this work for you? Are you living well? Are you making cash? Because like I said, everyone's like investments, getting rentals. The average real estate investor on YouTube don't have no money. The average real estate investor doesn't have any money. They don't have no cash. They're playing the long game, which could be good, but once again, you want to be a millionaire in 40, 50 years? Do you want to be a millionaire in 10 years? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? All right, so let us begin with this this live stream. All right. That was a little different. Some I'm going to experiment with. What's going on, people? What is up? It's March 30th. The price of the art of holding goes up April 1st. So you want to get in. Let's see. Hey, Donica. All right, Hobbs Bishops. All right. What is going on? What is going on? All right, so, hey, yes, we need to be owners. Yep. All right, all right. I'm going to talk about that. The American Greed, the YouTube edition's coming up. Pretty much. All right. Speaking of the drone, I crashed it again. I have, when you buy a drone for DJI, they give you what's called DJI Refresh, where you can get 2 drone replacements. I just sent it in today because I crashed it. And I'm going to go out and buy some drone insurance for my drones. But yeah. So let me go ahead and tell you what I'm doing. Like I mentioned this in a previous live stream where I was going to start a business from scratch and walk you through the process. And I've been looking because one of the things I look at is the original investment. And I'm going to invest probably 100 to 150,000 in this business. So I chose Turo because, a lot of people are doing trucking, but from a investment standpoint, from a dollars to cents standpoint, Turo is a lot more scalable than trucking because even if you get a used truck, say you spend 25,000 for the truck. You got to get a driver, and it's just like with Turo, it's a little easier. So that's one of the reasons I went with it. And I'm not going to put my cars on Turo. The Porsche and the BMW are not going on Turo. And I've been doing a lot of research with this. Crashed it again. So what I'm going to do, starting in April, I'm going to get my first cars because I've been doing a lot of research because I'm going to tell you, going out and buying a Ferrari or a Rolls Royce and throwing it on Turo, that ain't the ticket. I've been noticing this for months, but those cars really don't rent that much. You'll see one on there with 1, 2, 3 rides, 6 rides, something like that. Then you'll see this little Hyundai Elantra with 120 trips, 130 trips. So, you're going to see me, and I'm probably going to use Mac Daddy Trades, the LLC, to buy the cars in the name of Mac Daddy Trades, and to because essentially I'm going to start off with 10 vehicles. Because from my research, 10 vehicles can get you 6,000 to 12,000 per month. I ran across this guy who's here in Atlanta. He has 15 vehicles and he's doing like 8,000 a month. Now, since I'm going to be paying cash and I'm not going to have to be servicing debt, it's going to be a lot easier. Because let me tell you my game plan. I've been, I may have to raise it because my first expectation, because Turo, your cars can only be so old to go on Turo. They can be 12 years and older, and they have to be under 130,000 miles to go on the Turo platform. So that kind of threw a bug because I was going to buy $10,000 cars. So now I've got to up it to about 15-ish, which means I'll have to put in 150 to get this thing rolling. And since I'm going to have so many cars, I got to find a spot where I got to put them. I got one assistant. I'm going to actually hire someone to help me with this business because, if you're only renting 1 or 2 cars, that's not really a lot to keep up with. But I did see a smart car on there. Regular commuter cars, because essentially all my research has indicated that going Highline at a certain price point isn't the ticket. It just ain't the ticket, because I can go out and get another Porsche and charge for $300 to $500 a day for it, and I would rent that sucker every blue moon. So I would have like 150, 160,000 tied up in this vehicle, and it ain't renting. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos and I've seen the same thing over and over again. Regular, normal cars, because see, there's a component to the car rental business that isn't dependent upon travel. It's local people renting cars for prolonged period of time. So I've seen several YouTube channels reduce that. They've had someone rent the car for a month, had someone rent the car for 6 months. So there's a certain price point that's going to fit in there. Also a good mechanic. Yep. The insurance, that's why I got to do, the insurance is going to be a grip. And this is one of the reasons that I am doing normal cars. Well, once again, once I get started, because I'm going to document this whole process. Because first of all, I got to buy the cars. And then I got to get the cars insured, and then I got to put them on Turo. Could be, because essentially there's a place not too far here where I can store the cars, but I got to figure out how I can get the cars at the airport, because I could park a car in a parking spot at the airport and pay for that, but that could get pretty pricey. Pick World, thank you for the $20 super chat. So I'm going to document this whole process because, one of the big knocks I get is like, man, you just teach people how to make money. You don't really have a real business. And I've had real businesses in the past, and that's where a lot of this knowledge comes from. But I feel that this will be more refreshing to see me go through the process of buying the cars, go through the process of getting the insurance, go through the process of storing the cars, because essentially one of the things I got to do is put a GPS and a kill switch in these cars. If you didn't know, on buy here, pay here lots, they have this thing where if you don't pay your bill, they could turn your car off. It will not start. They can do this. So I got to put that functionality in the cars, and that's going to increase the additional spot, because if someone's got a car and they don't bring it back, I can just turn it off, take my spare key and go pick it up, because I got to put GPS on it. I got to put the kill switch on it. And also I got to create a marketing plan. I don't know that yet. This is going to be part of the exploration. This will be part of, because essentially one of the things, this is where, I don't think it's low jack. It's a kill switch. It's a GPS, and it's a kill switch where it can turn the car off or you can't turn it on. This is going to be, because I'm going to talk about it on YouTube, and I'm going to go into details in the corporate toolbox, because this will be me starting a business from scratch with capital. Most of the YouTube commentary you see is how to hustle into a business, how to start a business with an extremely small sum of money. And I'm going to go in with 100K to 150K large, and I'm going to show you how you can scale up this business really quickly with some money. Biz, I just put a new Ford on there 2 days ago. It's booked for 4 days, 280 after Turo fees. All right. Good to know. Brandon Scales, thank you for the $5 super chat. So I'm going to start this business. I've got one employee who I may switch over to that because it is my goal to get 10 cars on Turo in the month of April. Because like I said, I got to buy them, I got to insure them, I got to go ahead and put them on there. Yeah, this is going to be interesting because this is something, because like I said, I was looking at, and I may actually start 2 or 3 businesses. So I'll do the car business and I may start something else. So we're going to see. Because essentially, I feel that by Christmas time, we're going to be more back to normal because people are, a lot of people like, I ain't taking that vaccination, but a lot of people are taking the vaccination. I know like 10 people have taken the vaccination. One actually got sick this weekend, had some side effects for 2 days, but now she's fine. So, Haas Bishop, thank you for the $20 super chat. So I feel that this is going to be fun for everyone involved because you get to see me start a business from scratch. And I'm probably going to use, let's see, Georgia Secretary of State. And I'm probably going to use Mac Daddy Trades. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to use Mac Daddy Trades. Let's see. Here we go. So, oh man, I formatted this in December. So, articles. I'm just going to have to update the articles of organization for Mac Daddy Trades. Now, I'm going to tell you what the game plan here is and the reason that I'm going to do it under Mac Daddy Trades. I haven't opened up a bank account for Mac Daddy Trades yet because I was just kind of waiting until July. But I want you to think, let's say I spend 100K and get 10 cars, okay? And let's say that money makes $6,000 because essentially, I'm probably going to have 150K in my personal checking account just sitting there. And that's way more. I'm in a position where I have a lot of cash flow. So I don't really have to save that much money. So I'm going to take that money in my personal checking account. I'm not going to touch money in the corporate accounts. The corporate account money, that's going to continue to stack because I want to get the apartment complex. Of course, I'm going to make a course out the process. Once again, I only make courses on things that I do or have done. I will never make a course about something I don't know anything about, but yep. Oh man. Because essentially, let's just go ahead and say I spend this 100K and the 10 cars make $6,000 per month for the first year. That's $72,000 return on my 100K. This is one of the reasons that I'm not investing, because when you invest in a business, you make way more money. Because essentially, literally, if I can, because like I said, I'm not gonna know. I have because there's a one gentleman, he put up a video. He was doing like 8,500 bucks, and he had 15 cars. So 10 cars, I'm kind of confident that I will be able to get 6 to maybe 7,000 a month, and essentially in 2 years, I made 140,000 off of that 100 grand. So that's how I'm looking at. This is why I'm not investing. All right, Pick World, do your thing, man. I don't know anything about NFTs, I'm going to stick on what I know. I'm not going to go, because this is one of the reasons I got rid of Disruptive Mail, and I got rid of a lot of stuff, and I got rid of the YouTube, the Facebook groups and stuff. I want to focus on business. I want to focus on business. I don't want to be distracted. And like, for me, it is easy because I have a source of income, a very generous source of income that doesn't require me. I mean, honestly, some of y'all who are working 40, 50 hours a week are working harder than I am. I'm just keeping the fact. Y'all are. At some point, because essentially I've got a place where I can put the cars, but one of the reasons I'm thinking about hiring someone is I've noticed that there's some people who have free delivery. So I'm going to have to hire a porter to take the cars to the person, and then they're going to have to Uber back. So that's going to be an additional expense. At what point would you recommend setting up an LLC for your small business? That would be the first thing you would do. That would be the first thing you would do. Hey man, we're going to have some fun, Muhammad. Well, essentially, it's funny. Like the car market, I should say the luxury car market. I bought my Porsche 3-4 months ago. I forget when I bought it, but I can actually sell my car for more than I paid for it now. And one of the things is I may have one luxury car in the mix. I may have one luxury car just to see how that goes. But most of these cars are going to be 15,000 and below. They're going to be average regular cars. And one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to do startup pricing. Like if a car can rent for 200, I'm going to rent it for 100. I'm going to rent it for 100 just because one of the things I've noticed is that, there's some people who have these really expensive cars and they want 300, 400, 500 a day for it. And what I'm seeing is a lot of people have gone out and gotten a Tesla or a Porsche or a Bentley or something that they're trying to rent out a few times a month to cover that car payment. And then they're driving it the rest of the time. These cars, they're going to be on Turo 100%. I'm not going to be driving them. So we will see. I'm not, like I said, I'm going to stick with business. Once again, if you notice that I have not talked about social media topics and the juicy topics and the Derek Jacksons and the hey, that's over here. We're going to be discussing business. We're going to be discussing business, how to make money, how to set money up. And I feel that this will be really illustrative because I'm going to walk through, because I already have the LLC set up. Someone asked in the comments, what's the first, that's the first thing you need to do. You need to set your LLC up. First thing. And then I got to go out and get business banking. Now I'm going to tell you why I'm using Mac Daddy Trades. All right. Let's say first year, I just take all this money and put it back into the Turo business. So this should give me 15 cars, maybe 20 cars, depending on how I purchase them, how much money I make. So I would have a business, and I'm going to hire employees, and I'll talk about that, that at 20 cars, we can say 10, maybe 12,000 per month. Now, that's $144,000 a year. Guess what I'm going to do with that money? I'm going to invest it. See how I follow my principles? I'm not trying to pull money from what I'm already doing. This is one of the things, and this is something I'm going to teach you all in the corporate toolbox. Whenever you want to make a move, you want to create more money. When I wanted that Porsche, that dictated that I had to create more money versus trying to scrimp, save, or go to exotic car hacks and all other stuff. It's like, okay, because at the end of the day, most of your problems start and end with income. So essentially, I'm going to create this Turo business in Mac Daddy Trades to create a source of income to invest. So this isn't, I'm going to have, Savage Consulting Services. I'm going to have Cameron Media Arts, and I'm going to have this Turo business. And then I get some affiliate income. So I'm going to have like 5 revenue streams. And one revenue stream will be primarily to invest money. Yes, make it easy as possible to rent from you. Pickup would be a great feature service. Yeah, because essentially, because once again, I'm going back to my Craigslist days, and I know how to sell stuff. I know how to move product and pricing. Like if I go ahead, I'm thinking about buying a 2011 Panorama Porsche, and that's going to be the luxury car. And I'm going to put it up for $100 a day and see what happens. And then the other cars, I'm going to put them up for $50 because essentially, do I have my calculator here? Because let's say, because I've done the math here. So let's say I have a $15,000 car, okay? $15,000. And I rent my car out for $50 a day. A car that I could probably get $125. I rent it out for $50. Times 30 is $1,500. Times 12 is $18,000. So I've made a $3,000 profit on my investment in 1 year. Because this is how I'm looking at it. I'm not trying to charge the highest rates. I'm trying to keep these cars in rotation. So that's going to be my pricing strategy to get rolling. I'm not going to whatever I can rent it for, I'm not going to worry about that. And this is the power of paying cash. Because now I don't have a car note, so I can play the long game. Yeah. Let me go ahead and tell you something about exotic car hacks. All right, here's the thing. Even if you have an 850 credit score, right, and you try to go out and get a $200,000 or $300,000 car, and they check your credit report and they see the most car you finance is a $30,000 to $40,000 car, guess what they're gonna say with your 850 credit score? No, player, we ain't gonna approve this loan. So exotic car hacks is some BS because essentially once you start playing that game, you have got to have those kind of car payments records on your credit report or they're going to say no. So, whatever. So we're going to walk through this. What's going on? Some millionaires rent their jets and yachts most of the time to level out the cost. Okay, I'm not aware of that, but my personal vehicles in my garage, I am probably not going to put them on Turo. I mean, essentially, I'm having the Porsche modified. I'm having it tuned, and I'm putting in some free flow cats. So this car is going to be like 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds. I'm not renting that out. Because I get someone who doesn't know what it is and they just take off, they can wreck. I'm not renting that out. Biz, I noticed that the Pirates and the Corolla look like the money makers on the platform because essentially your game is to keep that car rented. And if your pricing is too high, it's not going to be rented. Or something else, Biz, I've seen is Jeeps. Jeeps really do well. So I may get me one Jeep, a Jeep Wrangler with the big wheels. I know that a lot of people in Georgia love those. So yeah, and I'm going to document this whole process because like I said, April, I want to get the 10 cars by the end of April because like essentially I got to find them. I've been looking on Craigslist. I've been looking on Car Gurus. I got to do research on the insurance for Turo. And I'll be documenting it here on YouTube, and I'll be documenting it in the corporate toolbox in the art of holding. You'll see the real cost. You'll see all of the moves and everything. And I think this is going to be a fun project. Yeah, because essentially, this is how I roll. When I wanted the Porsche, I had to make more money. I could have afforded the Porsche on the money I was making, but I would have felt that. I mean, at that time, 2017, I was doing like 40 to 50,000 a month. I would have felt that. Actually, I think it was less than that. I would have felt that. So go ahead and create Mac Daddy Trades, create a business that creates cash flow that I can invest and create content for Savage Finance. Now, this is something you ain't never heard anyone else in the personal finance space or the business space even mention because they don't think like this. They're out here trying, like I got a video that's going to pop the other day, tomorrow. Like most YouTubers are full of crap. They're not putting out content to help you. They're putting out content to get views. They're not putting out content to help you. Hey, never follow the herd, man. Never. So we're going to see. We're going to find out in April because I'm going to get that started. And, we will see because like the first goal is 10 cars and then reinvest and get up to 15 cars as fast as possible. And I'm in a position where I can take my paycheck from the company and buy a car every month. And that may happen, once we see how the cash flow goes, because if I do that, let's see, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, that's 8 more cars. So I will have 18 cars that are paid off and I can use them and then I can flip them and buy more cars. So we're going to see how this goes. Yep, I'm going to be adding that because essentially, the whole investments, because like I talk about this in Savage Finance. I want to be a big dog investor. I'm not trying to, essentially I could invest a lot of money right now, but the return bothers me. So what if I go ahead and create another company that creates cash flow? Then I can invest that money and I'm not taking money from what I'm already doing. This is one of the things I'm going to teach because I'm putting together this book called A Corporate Citizen. And we're going to talk about the mindset because I wanted the Porsche, so I had to make my company bigger. I had to make more money so I can get that Porsche and it wouldn't hurt. Because essentially I spent that $200K, I had it back in 30 days. So essentially, if I can create this Turo business in 1 year where the Turo business is doing like $200K per year, I can invest $200K in investments, or I can take that $200K and add it to the money I'm already stacking for the apartment complex. So I'm going to have a lot of options here. So I'm really excited. I'm starting multiple businesses this year. Turo is one of them. It's excellent ROI. We will see, man. We will see, because I am going to purchase my first car as soon as because it may be the Porsche. I may put the Porsche on there and put it on there for $100 a day, because I know that's going to get people it to move. Because if I spend, because let's look at it. If I put it on there for $100 a day and I made $3,000 a month because I kept it rented, that's $36,000 a year. That's a 120% ROI on my money in 1 year. So I get my money back and I get a profit on my money in 1 year. So we're going to be talking about these concepts. So we're going to do that. What's up? What's up? Yeah, because essentially I have done this before. And this is one of the things the distractors and the haters, well, Glendon, he doesn't have a current business. Problem solved. Because I know how to move product. Like I know, because essentially, because I can buy these cars cash, which means I don't have to worry about paying a car payment. So whatever money I make, because essentially, if I bought a Porsche for $31,000 and I made $3,000 a month, guess what? I'm getting a 10% return on my money every month. A 10%. So annualized, it's going to be like 112% return. This is why I'm not investing in the stock market or real estate right now, because I want a bigger shovel so I can get those big dog returns. And I know I'm going to need a lot of money to do that. It's going to be interesting. What's up? What's up? I got to do some research, because the first car is going to be something that I can get rolling out there. And also, this is something else I've noticed. I could create a category for people like me. I don't like driving normal cars. I can't stand it. This is why. Let me tell you the story. While I have two of the SUVs, two of the cars I have, I got that Audi, and I tuned the Audi. I lowered it. I put an exhaust on it, and essentially, I have the two cars, because when I have to take my car in for service, I still have a hot ride. Like 0 to 60 time on the BMW X5M is like 3.6. And it's almost as fast as the Porsche, and the Porsche will be faster. I like a performance ride. So there's a category. It's like, hey, you're traveling and you don't get to drive your sporty car. Well, guess what? I got you. And I can charge a premium for that, because people who like sports cars, who like the way that they ride, I can create a whole category from that, because the first year it's just going to be getting the business going. In about year 3, I'm probably going to have 2 categories. I'm going to have an everyday commuter car category, and I'm going to have a luxury category of sports cars. So this is how I'm thinking of doing it. Yes, I've seen that. Like a Jeep with the big tires. One of those Jeeps that on the highway, and it's like makes that noise. I'm probably going to get a Jeep. I'm going to get the Porsche. I'm going to get a Jeep, and I'm going to get some like a Prius. I'm going to get the Prius and the Corolla, as Biz said, because I've seen those. Because you get a car that you can put up there for $25 a day, it's going to stay rented. It's going to stay rented. I put the 2021 Bronco Sport on there, my first vehicle. All right. No, I don't know about sub to real estate investing. I don't know anything about it. Pusher Man Mitch is on IG. He's a good brother doing the Turo game. He started with a Wrangler. Yeah, because I'm going to start probably with the Porsche, and then I'm going to go ahead and get the Jeep, Porsche and the Jeep, pretty much two solids. I've saw the Tesla Model X ain't really doing that well in Atlanta. I've seen them on there and they don't really have a lot of rides. I think many of the people who have the Tesla Model X or have it as their personal vehicle and they rent it a little bit to defray the cost of ownership. I don't know. Oh, James Salmon. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to definitely, because essentially I'm going to have to put a GPS on it so I know where my vehicles are. And I'm going to have two keys. And also I'm going to have it where probably going to do the free delivery. I got to figure that out. What's up, Raining Woman? I got to figure that out and get all that going. Yeah, because essentially you can use YouTube. Because essentially, once I may start a completely separate Turo channel, or I may put that content on here. I don't know. But essentially, that's one of the things. Yeah, because essentially, Mac Daddy Trades will be making money to invest. And if I can invest 140, because there's got to be taxes in there. But I can invest 150,000 a year, 2 years, okay? 2 years. I would have a $300,000 investment account, okay? Based upon my research, there are 60-year-olds. You know what the average 60-year-old has in their brokerage account? 210,000. So in 2 years, I will have more money than most of the people who have money in the stock market. 2 years. 2. And I'll still have my money stacking up for the apartment complex. Thank you, Chris Hill. Like I said, you ain't getting this kind of content nowhere else, man. What advice can you recommend after you establish an LLC? First of all, you got to get into the art of holding and you got to flesh out your business plan. Oh, I'm getting employees, man. There's no way that I'm going to try to do this by myself. I would work and I already got all this other stuff going on. So I already have one employee. I can train her to do some stuff. And then I got to get someone to clean the vehicles, hire someone because, it's going to be like a part-time job. And we got to work out procedures because essentially I want to leave the cars at the airport if I can pull that off. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So we're going to have some fun with this. Yeah, because essentially, this was my big problem with spending $430,000 for one house and getting $4,000 a month return. It was just like, I'm always thinking, when I invest my money over here, how fast can I get my return back? And with dividend stock, man, it takes a few decades for you to get your money back, It's crazy. I never all right, the whole thing with the service business was for y'all. I never actually wanted to do a service business. That was one of the knocks. It's you keep mentioning service business, but you don't have a service business. I have a very profitable business doing what I want to do, doing what I'm doing. So I'm not going to start a service business, and that's why I'm not mentioning it. Essentially, I'm going to be doing the Turo business, and I'm probably going to start an apparel business this year. That's funny. I have seen some Corvettes roll off, because essentially I got to make that first purchase and document the first purchase. Essentially, I've been watching a lot of videos, and you can store cars in certain places. There is a commercial district not too far away where I can store cars. There's a auto shop. They have a parking lot. The parking lot's pretty full. So we will see. I got to work all that out. Real estate market is insane. Yes, it is. Wrangler is the #1 rented vehicle on Turo from an article I read. Tesla Model 3 is oversaturated. Yeah, the Teslas really weren't doing as well as Hondas and Corollas. Because I spent a whole time looking at what was going on with Tesla. It's very true when you have money that comes to you. We will see, man. We will see. $10% per month from your own business beats fighting to get a 10% return in stocks you're not in control of. No brainer. Pretty much. This is why I'm like, you know, I'm going to be talking about this and teaching people this, because if you can start a business that creates cash flow for you to invest, that's a game changer. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, pretty much. We you know, that's 4 years in the future, but I felt that I needed to do this to teach people how to start a business from scratch, and this is going to be part of the Fast Start Boot Camp. You know, I've already got the LLC, and I'm going to do a talk about that, and I already am situated with a lot of stuff. You know, the numbers never lie, man. Hey, could be. We're going to be cooking with gas. The airport, because that's like essentially when you're on the Turo app and you're coming in from the airport, the cars that are closer to the airport will show up first. So that's why the airport. That's funny. Who knows, man? Well, a lot of people want to do what they want to do, and I'm inoculating people because I feel the reason that video that called me stupid for buying a Porsche was created because people have been going to that channel and they've been asking intelligent questions, and I think the owner of that channel got tired of these questions, and that was her, you know, kind of clap back. But in the end, you know, we're going to see who wins. And I have a feeling it's going to be the dude in the red hat. Usually I do. I don't know. There's something going on with the email thing. So we will see, because I will document this whole process. Yeah, because like I said, nothing wrong with service businesses. It's just that's not what I'm doing. And that's one of the reasons I'm going to stop talking about it. Trending business, that could be a thought. That could be a thought. Josh Parr, thanks for the $5 super chat. So, you know, this is something that we're going to start in April, and I'm going to start putting up content, documenting. There will be more drone footage, a lot more drone footage, because I have 2, and I'm thinking about buying another one because essentially this drone I've used to refresh 2 times. So actually the first drone I actually crashed. I used to refresh, and then something happened with the remote control unit, and I sent that back in, and they sent a replacement. From what I've seen, a lot of people who are doing Turo, their numbers kind of dipped a little bit, but they're still making money. And this is one of the reasons that I'm getting into it now. The best time to get into the business is when the market is down. The worst time to get into a business is when the market is hot, because it adjusts your perspective. Because if you come into the market and you start making killing money from the beginning, when the market goes down, you're going to be messed up. So this is another reason. Yeah, because essentially, I'm seeing a lot of people doing it, and it's from what I'm seeing, it's about pricing. And since I'm paying cash for the cars, I can price them at whatever, since I don't have to worry about servicing debt. Now, one of the things I'm going to do with this money is I'm going to get another Wells Fargo secured credit card for Mac Daddy's Trades, and Wells Fargo has a secured line of credit that you can get. And I'm probably going to get that to get the business credit popping for Mac Daddy Trades. What's up? I got to find that out. I don't know at the moment. I know that there's some insurance you can get. And I also noticed that for certain cars, you have to be 25 years old or you have to be 30 years old to rent certain cars. I've noticed that. So we will see. But once again, the art of holding is going to be going up April 1st. So if you want to be part of that, the link's below. And this me starting a business from scratch, showing you all of the details in the art of holding in the corporate toolbox, that will start in April. And I got some research to do because I got to get this first car. I got to get it on the platform, and I got to go ahead and do all that. And I got to get it insured and everything. So with that, I'll see you guys later. The Fast Start Bootcamp starts Thursday, 3 p.m. And we will be cooking with gas. And I'll be talking some more about this. So everyone have a lovely evening. I will see you in the next one.